If you're a runner, I bet you've heard this a million times. Run hills to get faster, right? It's like the number one piece of advice for building strength and speed. But that advice opens up a really interesting question. I mean, should you be out there hunting for the gnarliest, steepest climb you can find? Or is a gentle rolling hill good enough? Does the actual gradient of the hill really make a difference? Well, you're in luck, because a team of scientists decided to figure this out once and for all. And they didn't do it just anywhere. They went to Ethiopia, a country known for producing some of the most incredible distance runners the world has ever seen. They designed the perfect experiment to finally settle this debate. So let's dive into it. Think of this as the ultimate hill showdown. It was an 8-week-long experiment designed to find out which type of hill gives runners the biggest performance boost. Here's the setup. They gathered 40 runners, all pretty well trained, and split them into 4 different groups. For the next 8 weeks, each group had a very specific and very different training plan. Okay, so let's meet our 4 teams in this showdown. First, you have the steep hill group, and they were tackling a seriously tough 7.6% gradient. Then there was the intermediate group, on a more moderate 5.1% incline. The shallow hill group had it a bit easier on a 2.5% slope. And finally, you had the control group, who just kept doing their normal training on flat ground. The stage was set. All right, so after 8 long weeks of hard work, it was time for the moment of truth. The researchers put the runners through 3 key tests to see who got the biggest benefit. So, who won? First up, a pure test of top-end speed, the 30-meter sprint. This tells you who got genuinely explosively faster. And wow, the results here were not even close. Just look at the graph. This steep hill group absolutely smoked the competition. Their max speed went through the roof, while the other groups barely nudged forward. The control group, no change at all. How big of a jump are we talking? They got faster by an average of 1.28 meters per second. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but in sprinting terms, that is a massive, massive improvement. Okay, so they got faster, but can they hold that speed? Event number 2 was the 800-meter race, a classic test of speed endurance. And this is where it gets really interesting. Both the steeple and the intermediate hill groups saw huge drops in their 800-meter times. But once again, it was the steeple group that saw the most absolutely stunning improvement of all. Get this. The steep hill group knocked an average of 35 seconds off their 800-meter time. 35 seconds! For a race that only lasts a few minutes, that is an absolute game changer. It's night and day. For the grand finale, the researchers tested something a little different: strength endurance. And their weapon of choice? The 1-minute burpee test, a truly brutal measure of full-body fitness. And you guessed it, the pattern holds. For the 3rd time in a row, the steep hill group just dominated. They finished with a massive lead, able to crank out way more burpees in a minute than anyone else. We're talking an average increase of 5.5 burpees. So this training didn't just make them better runners, it made them stronger, more powerful athletes, period. It was a clean sweep for the steep hill group. So there you have it. The steep hill group were the undisputed champs. But why? What's the magic ingredient in those steep inclines that creates such incredible athletes? Well, let's look at the science. Think of running up a steep hill as a hybrid workout. It's like sprinting and doing a heavy leg workout at the same time. It forces your body to fire up way more muscle fibers, especially in your glutes, hamstrings, and quads. This intense effort creates powerful neuromuscular adaptations. Basically, it rewires your brain and muscles to work together more powerfully. It also cleans up your running form, teaches your body to handle that burning lactate feeling, and just demands way more work to fight against gravity. It's a total power-building workout. Okay, so we've got the incredible results, and we've got the science behind it. But what does this all mean for you and your training? How can you turn this knowledge into your own secret weapon? Well, the takeaway here is actually pretty simple. If you want to build raw speed and explosive power, steep hills, we're talking over 7%, are your absolute best friend. If your goal is more about endurance, those medium hills around 5% are also fantastic. And what about those gentle, shallow hills? Well, the science says anything under 4% doesn't give you much more bang for your buck than just training on flat ground. The lesson is clear. Pick your hill to match your goal. So the evidence is in. It seems when it comes to hill training, steeper really is better. The science is solid, the results are crystal clear, and the road to your next PR might just be a little more vertical. So the only real question left is, are you ready to start climbing?